Yes.
Hi, you're on speaker on the conference phone in the boardroom for our workshop.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, it's 3 o'clock, so I don't know, I explained to these folks, but I don't know if you know, that this workshop is for us to go through the contract that Justin put together and make any changes that we want. He will type any changes that we request in, and then you will get the contract to look at what you want for changes or obviously, and then give it back to us. So, just so you know, that's what's going on here. So.
Are we still working with the first draft that was sent by email on September 20th?
Yes.
Okay.
So, who wants to begin? Obviously, Lori, you don't have it in front of you, but we have Melissa printed out since 2008 what the Lawncare has cost us and where we are at this particular moment with possibly a month or so left to go.
Okay.
So.
Check your text messages.
Oh, you sent it? Oh.
I'm gonna right now.
All right.
I didn't think of it until you just said that.
Well, she highlighted it, so I mean, if you look, from 2008, it was $8,000 or $8,100, and then it's been $10,000 until 2018, which it went to, well, it was only $11,000 for 1 year, and then went back to 10, but then it went to 12 in 2020. It went back to 11 in the end of 2020. And right now we're at 15.4 with, I don't think that's got an October bill in it, does it?
No.
So that doesn't have October, and if we move in November.
But our budget was 12,000.
Huh?
Our budget was 12,000 for this
Yes,
year.
our budget was 12,000 for this year.
Okay.
It says activity for the month of 2854.
Well, it was paid in October, but it was actually September's bill.
Okay. So that's September.
So that's why it was.
It should be in your text message.
Yep, I see it, thank you.
All right, who would like to begin? I don't think, in my opinion, the 575 is overkill for mowing the lawn.
I would agree that was, the lowest rate. Obviously, we received some that were considerably higher for mow, and it's a large lot, so I think that's reasonable.
Yes, we had 2 bids at 575.
I have a couple of just typographical things in the draft that I have in front of me.
All right.
I don't know if you wanted to start with those first before we get to the actual terms.
Or we can do those as we go by the terms. I mean, whatever you want to do, I don't care.
Okay, they're all on the first page.
All right.
So the first one is on line 2. Says Cup-Holland Township, address information, wishes to hire an independent contract to perform lawn maintenance. Obviously, that would be a dependent contractor.
Wait a minute.
And
line 2.
find it.
Yeah, right here. Right there. It says singular, like it's a contract on paper versus an organization.
All right.
On the second to the last line in that same paragraph, it says wishes to provide lawn maintenance services as on township property. I think that as is probably something that can be omitted.
All right. Okay.
Okay, the next one is in services and compensation, and I know that's going to be, probably our largest area of discussion. However, under additional work, it says any project other than 1, mowing, or 2, weed whacking more than the pre-authorized 2 hours. Just based on the terms, that doesn't make any sense.
What section is it
I
under?
think,
Right here, additional work. It says any project other than 1, mowing, or 2, weed whacking more than the pre-authorized 2 hours, comma, may only be commenced with board approval. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, I would think that more than would need to be omitted from that, because essentially it's saying that weed whacking more than the 2 hours.
They can weed whack as much as they need to, according to that statement.
Exactly.
All right.
Then I have a question about a statement that's not really a typo, and we can get back to that later on. And then my other question would be the term that is listed here. I know that there were a couple of emails exchanged regarding this term. I believe Sherry had sent an email saying that it was supposed to go from June until May, and I believe Charlie had sent an email saying that they were received all of the all of the estimates received for this were 3-year bids.
None of them were 3-year bids.
They were, because we had received one of the bids that actually had a
Adjusted
markup
pricing year to
for
year
year
to year.
2, year 3.
I requested 3-year bids, but this one is not a 3-year bid. I'll have to go back through them. I don't remember even that one even giving me a 3-year bid, but I got them here.
There was one.
There was one?
Yeah, it was like $100 adjustment per year.
Okay.
Yeah. But
'Cause I
that's the
do
only one
remember
that
seeing
came
that.
through as
A
a
3-year bid.
3-year.
I believe in the meeting you even announced that they were 3-year bids, if I'm not mistaken.
So, the mowing, you're right, has gotta be
July 1, 2023 through,
June 1.
or June 1,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm
June
reading July
1.
1, June 1, 2023.
To May 31st,
Yeah, you're right.
2024.
But if they're 3-year estimates, that would actually change it from 2023, June 1, 2023 to May 31st, 2026.
Well,
That is,
they still would go that realm from June to May every year, so 3 years.
Oh, yeah, gosh, I'm sorry, 2027 then. Right? So,
If we
I'm
look
sorry.
if we look at this as a 3-year contract, I would think that the 3 years would be in a separate section, or another line on this terms section. It would be a separate line, meaning our lawn mowing it would be still from June to May, and then there would be a line in here that says this is a 3-year term that would expire June of 2027, of 2026.
No, it is,
no,
I'm sorry, it would be through 2027, a 3-year contract. It would go June 1st, 2023 to May 31st, 2027.
No, 26.
well,
It would be all of 23,
be 23 to 24,
yeah, as 1 year,
24 to 25,
as 2 years,
I apologize, okay, I got you.
25 to 26.
as 3 years,
So now everybody's on the same page.
right?
Yep, sorry about that. I was just adding,
Nope, it's odd because of how it runs a month into the next year.
right, I got it. Thank you.
So any additional work authorized by the township is billed at a rate of $90 an hour.
at this particular moment. Is that all the changes?
I think there's more down here though I wanna talk about.
No, I meant as far as
Take out the more than,
the language.
Well, after I read it, yeah.
I didn't have any other typos.
Okay.
I have one other thing under the independent contractor heading, but I am satisfied at this point to go with services and compensation and address that as we move down the document.
All right. So, are we all right with the first paragraph with the two typo changes? Are we all right with number 1, give or take, taking out more than?
Yeah, I think that would be necessary. I apologize. Just as you said it out loud, it made me think of something else with this, getting rid of the as line, right? Wishes to provide lawn maintenance services on township property. Does anybody have an opinion on whether or not we should stipulate township property? Because obviously the property that they're contracted to mow isn't all of the township property. You see what I'm saying? I mean, we're not having them mow the cemetery. We're not having them mow that parcel at the end of Jose.
It should actually be the address of the property on Parish Road,
Well, there's 2 addresses.
excluding, so you put the 2 addresses, because then you would put excluding ditch beds, because it is excluding ditch beds, because whoever does the road work is supposed to do the ditch beds.
But we mow quite a bit of lawn around the ditch, actually between the ditch and the road. We don't wait to have that only mowed twice a year. Yes, he mows the edge of the ditch, and I have the county mow the bottom of the ditch, but there's still quite a piece of land.
I understand that, but I think that's where a lot of confusion came in the beginning of this contract. And it was not with great clarity when it came to, okay, go cut the grass there. And when asked what grass, well, you're cutting grass, you figure it out. Well, they figured it out to find out they didn't have to cut along the ditch because that would get taken care of. It was not clearly specified what the boundaries were that they were required to do, and that's what created a negative atmosphere in the beginning of the contract.
So I would say if we're going to go to the extent of doing a contract for this work, which I think is a good move, that having those stipulations in there and saying exactly what the expectation is, this is our opportunity to do that.
So it would be 18, is it 1810 and 1836 East Parish Road?
No, is what, 1800?
Yeah.
1800.
Yeah. Is the water, I'm sorry, not the water bill, the consumer's bill, isn't there one that comes to 1810 that's back in the pavilion?
I think the fire department was 1810.
She thinks the fire department is 1810.
Well, they should have all 3 addresses.
Right.
And where do you want to put that?
Right here.
And
Service
we
and
can put it
compensation for
parenthetically.
lawn mowing.
Um,
Service and compensation, but for lawn mowing for 1800, 1810, and 1836 Parish Road, under section 1.
So what are we doing with
And
that other sentence then?
What are we doing with which sentence?
Well, the one where it says wishes to provide lawn maintenance services, we took out as, so are we, I thought that's where we were gonna put the address.
Yeah.
lawn services at 1800, 1810, 1836 Parish Road.
And then excluding, right?
So we want to put that right where it says property, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And then excluding ditches. And so if I understood you correctly, Sam, you're saying you have the county do the ditch bottom, then you have the guy that does the road mowing do the upper part of the ditch and the edge to the road, right?
Well, he does, I don't know what it's, 3-4 feet at the top of the ditch, and then his mower hangs down the bank. No, he doesn't mow all the way out to the road. I mean, he can, but it would only get mowed twice a year.
Right, exactly.
Most people thought it looked pretty decent. The only confusion was figuring out where the boundaries were, that's all. So,
But my man only mows
twice a year.
the edge of the ditch, where at this particular moment, from the edge of the ditch to the road has been mowed every time.
Correct.
Okay,
So your guy will do around the
and
ditch
then-
here,
Ditches.
and between here and the road
Right,
is what Wagner's cover.
right.
Lawn extension or whatever. I would call
So
it lawn
basically,
extension.
The ditches.
I'm sorry, you
Roadway,
sound
road
really-
right away.
so I'm-
Do the road right away.
But now those do go down, especially here to the east, that does go down a ways. Where you do have people's mailboxes and stuff out there. Which could be kind of confusing.
Well, I think where the road comes in,
Yeah, I think.
on the west side would be the boundary,
Yeah,
because,
technically that is our boundary.
so then whenever this guy that does this, he technically can clean sweep around this and down that side of the drive. And all they're responsible is everything on the east side of the driveway.
East side of the ball driveway,
Correct.
ball diamond driveway.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can say wishes to provide lawn maintenance services at 1800, 1810, and 1836 Parish Road, Cuckoldin, Michigan, excluding the ditches in front of these properties.
And west side of Ball Diamond Road.
Excluding the west side of Ball Diamond Road?
Mm-hmm.
The west side of the driveway.
The west side's over here.
I know that, I understand.
The east side would be
What about
here.
this?
Oh, in front of the firehouse.
Yeah. 'Cause this here goes down a lot further than that side. This is a lot steeper than that side.
It is.
You're talking the lawn extension,
Yeah.
like out in front?
Yeah.
Between the,
I'd say the flats, but the moment it gets so steep by when you get closest to the ditch, that's not your responsibility. The other guy's
Well,
got the
I'm talking-
equipment.
well, we pretty much cut what had been, looked like had been cut to keep it
Mhm.
neat.
Also excluding the west side of Ball Diamond driveway. Oh, yeah. Is that right?
So then the west side of that gravel drive over, I don't know, I'm trying to remember the side of the building. But the gravel road that goes back that would take you to the monthly yard waste dumpster, then west of that towards the farmer's field there, wouldn't need to be included?
That would be cut by the guy that cuts roadways.
Okay.
So, on this east side here, where this here goes back, anything to the east of wherever this line is here?
The tree line here?
Yeah,
You're
the
talking
tree
about?
line?
Do anything out the other side of the ditch along the road, between the road and the ditch, it does go down, well, there's probably 2-3 houses, but it
You wanna
goes
see
to
it?
the east.
I don't think you gotta go that far.
Leave it?
Well, we own the property until the ditch turns north.